What's new from Apple? There's the new iPhone 16 Pro, built for Apple Intelligence. And it comes with the all-new camera control, giving you an easier way to quickly access your camera tools. The new Apple Watch Series 10 has our biggest display and our thinnest design ever. And this? It's the sound of active noise cancellation, now available on one of 2 new AirPods 4 models. So quiet. Check out all of the new products and new features at apple.com. You can even buy yourself something new. See apple.com for product availability updates. Apple Intelligence coming this fall.
My dad works in B2B marketing. He came by my school for career day and said he was a big ROAS man. Then he told everyone how much he loved calculating his return on ad spend. My friends still laugh at me to this day.
Not everyone gets B2B, but with LinkedIn, you'll be able to reach people who do. Get a $100 credit on your next ad campaign. Go to linkedin.com/results to claim your credit. That's linkedin.com/results. Terms and conditions apply. LinkedIn, the place to be, to be.
This is Optimal Health Daily. 4 Ways to Stop Eating 1,000,000 Calories Every Night, Part 1, by Jill Coleman of JillFit.com. And I'm Dr. Neil. Welcome back to Optimal Health Daily, where I simply read to you from the best health and fitness blogs for free. This is kind of like an audiobook, but with articles instead, and articles from a bunch of different authors, and always with permission from the sites. And on Fridays, I answer your questions. You can send one in at oldpodcast.com/ask or email your question directly to health@oldpodcast.com. Now, today's episode is a little longer than normal, so whenever that happens, I'll read the first half today and then finish up the rest for you tomorrow. So with that, let's hear part 1 as we optimize your life. 4 Ways to Stop Eating 1,000,000 Calories Every Night, Part 1, by Jill Coleman of JillFit.com. I don't blame you for wanting to eat everything you can possibly get your hands on at night. A few months ago, I was called in for jury duty. I had never been and was fairly happy about being able to sit and read a book for 8 hours straight. I thought, this can't be that bad. Basically an excuse to not be on the computer or do real work all day. Nice. Or so I thought. While I didn't get picked, I still had to be in that tiny room, sitting in a tiny chair with 100 other people for 8 hours, and the farthest we could walk was the 50 feet to the bathroom. By 5 p.m., I was so stir-crazy and annoyed by the confinement of the day that all my singular mind had the mental energy for was stopping by the store on the way home and then proceeding to guzzle an entire bottle of wine. Why did this happen? I was actually thinking to myself on the way home, now I understand why people who sit at a desk all day are so friggin' drained when they get home, and that's all they can do to not eat the house. Wow. Call it irritation, stress, annoyance, confinement, boredom, needing a reward, whatever. But after having probably logged 100 steps total that day and 8 hours of sitting, I felt 100% like I deserved a bottle of wine for my ability to do that. How crazy is that? And yet, so many of us feel like this every single day. Get home after a long day of being sedentary at work and can't help but eat everything nonstop from dinner until bedtime. I get it. I do. Wow. Mentally, we are on empty. Willpower is exhaustible, and at the end of a long day of just even talking, there's none left. And when willpower is gone, all that's left are the habits. So, if you've developed good habits, those are in place. If you've developed poor habits, like sitting on the couch watching TV pounding chips, then those are there too. And isn't TV funny? It's actually easier to watch TV than it is to go to bed, because going to bed requires brushing teeth and taking contacts out, changing clothes, and so on. And so often, we know we should just go to bed, but relaxing with TV and food is easier. Watching TV is the path of least resistance. I was talking about this with my mom recently, and I was dying laughing because I was saying that TV is actually easier than sitting quietly alone, because when you do that, you have to think about stuff. That's the reason my mom gave. And she's exactly right. Thinking when we are depleted is hard work. And resisting sweets and treats takes mindfulness, also known as thinking. And thinking's just not a luxury we have at night after a long, hard day of it. So, I don't blame you. But the issue is that we need to figure this out because the current way of handling it is not working. So, how do we then not eat 1,000,000 calories every night? Metabolic Effect calls this continuous meal when you eat from dinner time straight until bedtime. We do this, don't we? I thought about this from all angles and came up with 4 tools that can help. 1. Find ways to replenish willpower throughout the day. You can think of your willpower like a battery that gets drained as the day goes on. It's highest in the morning. It's no wonder people cite breakfast as their healthiest meal of the day. And with every decision throughout the day, willpower gets less and less. So it would follow that if you could take moments throughout the day to replenish it or charge the battery, you'd be more equipped to deal with resisting sweets at night. Some of my favorite ways to boost willpower, also known as restorative activities, include leisure walking, 5 to 10 minutes of meditation, light stretching or foam rolling, reading a book, creative writing in a journal, sketching, or even light yoga or Tai Chi. Dr. Kelly McGonigal, in her book, The Willpower Instinct, shows how even 5 minutes of meditation throughout the day can make a significant impact. I also recommend reading The Power of Full Engagement by Tony Schwartz and Switch by Chip and Dan Heath. 2. Eat more and satisfying stuff earlier in the day. Often cravings are related to feelings of deprivation. When we feel deprived for a day or a week or a month, the compensatory overindulgence is inevitable. So, it would follow that if you can stay more satisfied and satiated throughout the day, that compensatory hunger and cravings would be less at night. So the answer to quitting nighttime binging is actually not to be more strict during the day. This can be a tough pill to swallow though, especially when we wake up in a state of remorse from the night before. Often we want to literally fast all day to make up for it. Don't do that. Instead, find ways to preempt cravings and hunger. First and foremost, this includes eating more protein and fiber-rich foods earlier in the day. They keep us feeling fuller for longer and stabilize energy. The second way is to incorporate preemptive cheats. I've written on these quite a bit, but they're foods that are satiating but don't necessarily help with fat loss. They are more neutral and we don't need a lot to feel satisfied. Examples are a couple of strips of bacon, a few squares of dark chocolate, a sprinkle of cheese on salads, or even a few slices of cheese off a block, avocado, guacamole, sugar-free froyo, or even a single glass of red wine. They help take the edge off but don't usually add pounds if you are watching servings. They act as a built-in relief for your diet. Have a serving each day or every other day. 3. Hear that on tomorrow's episode. You just listened to part 1 of the post titled 4 Ways to Stop Eating 1,000,000 Calories Every Night by Jill Coleman of JillFit.com, and I'll be right back with my commentary.
How do you feel great on vacation? Like really good? Easy. You go to Aruba. You'll spend your time relaxing on cool white sand beaches and floating in healing blue water. You'll immerse yourself in natural wonder and find your center on an island where things move at your speed. You won't just feel great, you'll feel relaxed, renewed, and ready for life. That's the Aruba effect. Plan your trip at Aruba.com.
Dr. Neil here for my commentary. Isn't it amazing that even those of us that love exercising and talking about health and nutrition all the time are actually human too? That we are also susceptible of making not so great lifestyle choices? If I could have it my way, I would eat donuts, pizza, and French fries all the time. And you remember how today's author Jill was talking about how watching TV is the path of least resistance? That's absolutely right. In fact, researchers have found that when we watch TV, we burn even fewer calories than we do when we're asleep. So if burning more calories each day is the goal, it would be better to actually fall asleep while watching TV than staying awake watching it. Something I like to do when I watch TV is to not fast forward through ads or commercials, but instead use that time to get up and do something, like get a drink of water, wash a few dishes, or load the dishwasher. swap out laundry, and so on. I find it keeps me a little bit more energized, and I feel good about burning those few extra calories by getting up and doing something. All right, that'll do it for today and the first half of this post. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for sharing this show with someone. I'll be back here tomorrow to finish up this post, so I'll see you there where your optimal life awaits.